So good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to be back at the Torch University on Tuesday nights. Last week I missed you from the holy city of Jerusalem. So you were spoiled with my brother Yaakov giving a doubleheader. So tonight, before we begin our regular in-depth Torah study, I want to share a short thought on this week's Parsha, Parsha's Tisa, or Tisa. And we see that we have the end of the teaching of the different offerings, and we have the rest of the construction of the temple, and then we have the talking about Shabbos, and then we have about the golden calf. And it's interesting the juxtaposition that we have constantly with the building of the tabernacle, building of the ark, and then immediately going into Shabbos. And we see this constantly, that wherever we have the discussion of the tabernacle, we have it of the Mishkan. Our trip that we were on in Israel, we went to a place called Shiloh. That's where the temple resided for 370 plus years, till the permanent temple on Mount Moriah was completely built. And it's a really special place because that's where, Hannah prayed for her son Samuel to have this son. And where the Kohen Gadol Eli said to her, "Till when are you going to be like a drunkard?" And it's and you're standing right there. She stood right there, right where we were on that trip. It's really incredible. But either way, so you have the Torah constantly repeating different parts of the construction of the tabernacle, and then immediately going into and observe my Shabbos, and keep my Shabbos, and protect my Shabbos, and watch over my Shabbos. So we know that the reason for this is because it's not just a juxtaposition by chance. Right? We learn from this that just like the construction of the tabernacle, which was prohibited on Shabbat, so too those same acts are not to be done on Shabbat. In ordinary, not for building of the temple. Right? For example, there was showbread that was needed for the tabernacle. Right? Inside there was showbread. And the bread would stay fresh from Friday afternoon to Friday afternoon. You would have a tremendous, terrific scent, a smell that was delicious. And it stayed fresh from Friday to Friday. So, in order to make that bread, there was an 11-step process of making bread. Plowing, planting, and harvesting, and all of it, and winnowing, and, grinding. All of these are prohibited on Shabbat as well for any other purpose. So, if, for example, you have a shovel, right, on Shabbat, you're not allowed to take that shovel and stick it into the ground. Why? Because you'd be plowing. Right? You can't water your grass on Shabbat. You can't water your flowers and plants. You can't pick those flowers or plants. All of this we learn from the laws of what was prohibited to do in the construction of the tabernacle, and that we can't either do in our own day-to-day, our own Shabbos lives. On the day of Shabbos, this can't either be done. We learn that from the juxtaposition. But I want to offer an idea that the tabernacle, what was the tabernacle? The tabernacle was a place where God would reside, so to speak, in a physical edifice among us. The Jewish people camped around the tabernacle. We had 3 to the north of the tabernacle, 3 to the east, 3 to the west, 3 to the south. The Jewish people were all surrounding the tabernacle. God says, don't build me on Shabbat. Don't build this tabernacle, my home, on Shabbat. Shabbat, I just want to spend time with you. Don't be busy with anything else. Let's just spend quality time together. The same thing is true with our own homes. We're busy all day, every day, constructing, deconstructing. We're trying to do things, trying to do business deals. We're trying to close this. We're trying to do that. God says, you know what? Enough building my tabernacle. Enough building my world on Shabbos. On Shabbos, I want you to stop everything. On Shabbos, I want you to just enjoy. Think about the ultimate vacation. The ultimate vacation would be just having, servants, feed you delicious foods. You don't have to go to any meetings. You don't have to call anyone back. That's what Shabbos is. Shabbos, we prepare the foods before Shabbos, right? We have those delicious foods on Shabbos. We don't have any phone calls to take care of. We have no bills to pay. Everything is done. Once Shabbos kicks in, we have just one obligation. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your Creator. Spend time with your spouse, with your community. It's a beautiful law that we have on Shabbat. Is called Tchum. Anybody know what Tchum means? You're not allowed to go more than 2,000 cubits outside of your community. Now, it doesn't just mean your community, but there shouldn't be any type of area where there's no homes that you walk through. And the commentaries explain that's because built into Judaism is community. Don't go to a place where there's no community. Have friends, have people you can stop by, you can say hello. You can get a drink of water in their house. Right? You understand? So if you leave your community and you walk now into desert land, you can't go more than 2,000 cubic feet. Otherwise, you got to turn around, go back. Shabbat is a time where we spend quality time with ourselves, with our children, with our parents, with our spouse, with our community, with our neighbors, with our friends. That's the purpose of Shabbat. That's the gift of Shabbat. We create our own tabernacle, our own resting place where God's presence can be present. That's what Shabbat is. And that's the parallel of Shabbat and the tabernacle. So wherever we can't do construction on the tabernacle, we can't do construction in our home. Right? The parallel on Shabbat. The parallel is always there. Because the observance of Shabbat is the creation, is the building of our own personal tabernacle. We're building our own temple. We're creating a place for God to reside within us. Because if we're running around, we don't have time to allow God in. Shabbos is a time we take a time out. So, tonight is Tuesday night. That means tomorrow's Wednesday. Already tonight in the Jewish calendar is Wednesday. Our sages already started preparing for Shabbos. Today, Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The 3 days away from Shabbos. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're still leftovers from Shabbos. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was already getting ready for the next Shabbos. And there's a custom some people have that from Wednesday already they start wishing people a good Shabbos. Because Shabbos is almost here. We're already getting ready. We're already, getting things set. There are people who set the table already prior to Shabbos, sometimes Wednesday, Thursday, because we're anticipating Shabbos. We're excited for it. So it's my opportunity to wish everyone a good Shabbos. But let's make it into a great experience of connection for our families, for our spouse, for our community, to have a time where we just stop everything, just are able to connect. So with that, my friends, have an amazing, amazing day. Those who want to join us, we're live here at the Torch Center for the next hour and a half. You're welcome to join us. We welcome everyone here. Open arms. Have a terrific evening.